Hey, what's going on, guys? The Hard Pirates TCG here. Very sad to bring you this video, but also I feel like I have to. You know, it is my duty to bring you this video. This is table 1 at my locals yesterday, round 2 or 3, I believe this was. And I was playing Katakuri on the right, and then my friend Sean here was playing Lucci on the left. And I made a bunch of mistakes, or not a bunch, maybe probably like 2 or 3 that just cost me the game. And I want to highlight them so you don't fall into the same, pitfalls that I did. So without further ado, let's start this game up. So it looks like I went second. I played a Sanji, and he didn't have a first turn play. The next turn, he played a brand new, and then he played a Spandam, searching for a Navy and a CP9 card. And then he swings 5 at life, and then I trigger into a Brule, and I am down to 4. He is at 5, I believe. And I have 4 Dawn now. I'm going to swing 7 at my life, look at it, keep it on the top. He's going to go ahead and take that, no trigger, and then I'm going to put 2 on Sanji. I debated putting 2 or 3 on Sanji, and I put 2 on Sanji, drew the card that I left on top, and then I rest my last one for putting. So literally a perfect start here for me, right? Like it really could not have gone better, right? Like I trigger into Brule, I get the Sanji off, I draw, I play a pudding. Like that's a perfect utilization of my Dawn. How did I go wrong here? You'll find out in a little bit. It's actually, the first one is in the middle turns. Maybe there might be a couple more. Now that I'm watching this raw, and I'm just playing it back from memory right now. Then he's gonna go Branham at Sanji. I consider saving him, and then I realize that he's just gonna play a 4-cost card anyway, and swing with he'll have access to swing with Spandam and Lucci. So I'm like, there's no point of saving him. Then he's going to swing 5 at my life, and I'm mostly going to counter out that one with a smoothie. Yep, going to do that. And then he's going to rest 4 Dawn and play a Kuzan, draw a card. This Kuzan is going to be a pain in my side later on in the game, guys. It's like Kuzan is insane against yellow because we don't really have a lot of removal options besides Katakuri and Thunderbolt. So like just keeping him on the field with like blockers or like counters in hand, or just keeping him tapped, or keeping him face up is really good. So it looks like I'm going to swing 5 at life here, and he's going to counter out with a Kaku, and then I'm going to play Parasparrow, and I'm going to pass my turn. I want to put some pressure on the board, and that way I want to be able to get the most out of my cards, and I'll be able to put pressure on the field if he ends up killing these cards with, a Kobe or a Sakazuki or a Kaku. Like, I'm still going to get a card back, which is nice. And that was my thought process behind it. I didn't really have a play for next turn, if I remember correctly. So what I was going to do is I was just going to load up 3 attacks, and I don't want to play into Isho here. Like, Isho is like, you do not want to play into Isho here. Now, I have 2 big bombs in hand. I have a 2K counter in hand. I do not, and I think I have a what is it called? God, I cannot think of the name, Shirahoshi in hand. And I was like, now that I only have 2 attacks, do I just want to load up 2 of them? Like, I'm going to be playing into Isho here. Look, so I have 5 cards, I believe. 5 cards, or 6 cards now that I drew into the... I drew for turn. And he has a Kaku that popped my Parasparrow. Parasparrow searched top 3, got myself a Struzen. And I'm thinking here, I'm like, I have so much extra Dawn. I have 8 Dawn at my disposal. Do I just load up 2 attacks, 3 attacks, maybe, include pudding in there for a swing? Or do I try to get advantage? Now, what am I going to do first? I'm going to swing 7 most likely, if I remember correctly. I'm going to swing 7 first with Parasparrow. That way I want to avoid the Shockwave trigger. And I debate putting 1 on there. I'm pretty sure I put 2 on there. I'm counting my Dawn, making sure I have enough. I'm like, and at this point, I think I'm confident I'm going to be playing Shirahoshi. So I swing 7 at life here, and he goes ahead and takes it. And then I'm like, okay, he took that. Like, if I, if I swing 7 at life again, now here's the mistake, right? I swing 7 at life here, and he goes Impact Wave and kills the Brule. What I should have done is when he didn't Impact Wave the 7, I should have just swung. I should have put the remaining Dawn on Katakuri, force him to take that life, or force him to use like 3 cards in hand to counter out of that, just to kill my Brule. And Yeah, it was, and he would have been at 1 life, or he would have been 3 cards less in hand. I play the Shirahoshi, and then I discard a Big Mom and a Brule, which I shouldn't have discarded the Big Mom, even though I had 2 in hand and 1 in life that I saw. And then I pass, and then he goes, "How many cards do you have in your hand?" I go, "Oh my god, 6. And I'm just like shuffling my cards face down because I already know what's coming. I played into the E-Show. It was really stupid of me. And now he's going to rip 2 cards out of my hand. One of them being the Big Mom that I just discarded. So now I had 3 Big Moms in my hand at this point, but playing into the Brule, now I only have, or playing into the E-Show, I only have 1. And I have 1 in life, but I put it at the bottom because I had too many to begin with. So now I just have a shortage of Big Moms when I used to have a surplus of Big Moms. So very bad position for me to be in. And this is kind of where I started to lose the game right here. Was I started countering out of all these cards when I should have been saving those cards to maybe like life into some triggers or something like that. I considered saving the Parasparrow here, but I decide not to. I opt not to. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, I do. I'm sorry. I do save the Parasparrow, and that was another mistake right there. Was discarding the Pudding for the Parasparrow. Now, the Pudding wouldn't have really got me much because the last Big Mom was in my life, but it could have gotten me a Katakuri to maybe change the tides a little bit. So I'm gonna go 5 at Kuzan right here. I don't remember what I used this Dawn for. Oh no, I'm gonna drop the Big Mom. Yeah. I'm gonna drop the Big Mom here, and that was another mistake, guys. I shouldn't have dropped the Big Mom because knowing that Kuzan was alive and well, I shouldn't have done it. I got, I'm back up to 5 life now, but the problem, like, that Kuzan is going to stay a threat for as long as he's alive. This was my perfect opportunity. He didn't have any blockers. He only had like 4 or 5 cards in hand. I could have put, again, the same mistake that I did was put my Dawn on Pudding, put my Dawn on Parasparrow, put my Dawn on Katakuri, and kill the Kaku, I think the Kaku is sideways, or at least kill the Kuzan, possibly also kill the Kaku as well. It was just a terrible idea. And I played myself. I searched. He swings 5 at life, or 5 at my Parasparrow. It goes down, and then he minuses 4 Dawn to my Big Mom. A little bit of a glare there on the Big Mom, and that with a Dawn on E-Show puts the Big Mom at 3 cost. Which, for those of you guys who don't know, Kaku can kill a 3 cost, or it can get Sakazuki'd, it can get Kobe'd. I go for the +5. 1,000 counter in the Ikaku sovereignty. He swings 6 at life. I go ahead and take it. And then he swings 9 at life. I go ahead and take that one too. I trigger into the Cracker. Cracker's going to discard Shirahoshi. And I'm like, okay, I can still, and then I counter out with Pudding, even though I probably should have taken that one too. I would have been at 2 life, yes, but I would like more cards in my hand for this, because I only have 1 card in hand right now, and he has 5, one of them being a Shockwave, and it's just not good. Obviously, he's going to play Kaku here, most likely, if I remember correctly. Yep. Putting the Spandam in the trash, and then he's going to play Kaku, returning the Spandam and the Blue Note to the bottom of the deck, popping at 3 cost or lower, and that happens to be my Big Mom. And that was a massive mistake, again, right then and there. So it was 3 mistakes that I can count so far. He passes, I draw for turn. It's 3-2. I have a Parasparrow, I have my leader, so I feel semi-confident that I can do some decent damage to his board. However, he did play a Fukuruko, or whatever it's called, the unKOable blocker for CP9, and I'm like, how do I combat this? I'm at 10 Dawn here, and I swing 7 at the Kuzan, all right, and the Kuzan goes down. He's like, his job is done. Like, Kuzan did his job. I don't need anything else, right? He has a Sakazuki in hand. He has another Kuzan in hand. He's just like, there's no reason to protect that card. And I'm like, okay, I didn't expect that. Can I kill the Kaku now too, possibly? Because I'm not going to be able to kill the Fujitora, no way. Or, I'm sorry, the E-Show. Because, so then he's going to go, I'm going to go 7 at Kaku, and I'm going to swing. He's going to, swing 7 to 6. He's going to block. And then I'm going to go, I'm going to put 4 on the Pudding. And then I'm going to swing at Kaku, and I'm going to pass with 2 Dawn up, saving Dawn for the sovereignty. That way I can't be OTK'd, essentially. Like, I still have 2 cards in hand, I think. One of them's the sovereignty, and one of them's the 2k counter, I believe. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to die this turn, and then maybe I might be able to do something. So it's not horrible. Like, the board state isn't horrible. I still had a chance to win this. This guy on the left actually played this really well. He ended up winning this whole tournament. And I'll post the videos. I actually have a lot of good content to show from this week's locals. And so he's gonna put 2 Dawn on Lucci. He's gonna swing 7 at something. I forgot what it is. I think it might be Parasparrow. I don't think it's Parasparrow because I'm like debating reaching for my life or not. You know what's crazy is I've had this law tattoo for a long time, and I'm sorry, I didn't have the 2k counter in here. It was a Thunderbolt. I trigger into Cracker. Cracker discards the Thunderbolt. Like I was saying earlier, I've had this tattoo for a long time, and sometimes I'm still looking at it. I'm like, damn, like I really have a law tattoo on my hand. Like that is so wild to me. Then he's gonna trigger, or he's gonna swing Isho into, I think it's my life or something like that. Parasparrow maybe, and I'm gonna get a. I'm sorry, I spaced out, guys. Forgot what I got. And then he's gonna swing 6 at something, most likely my pudding. And he has a lot of extra Dawn here. What is he gonna do? He's like, what do I do here? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. He swings 6 at my pudding. I debate using sovereignty on that. Because it was a 6-5, which means I could put it at 7. But I was like, there's just no reason to do it. I didn't think he'd had the other Sakazuki in hand to kill my Cracker. I didn't think I was going to be able to go for game next turn anyway. That's why I didn't save the pudding. So I was like, with these 2 cards, I can just clear his board, you know, as long as he doesn't have a blocker. And, you know, with what is his name? With Cracker and Katakuri, I would have just put like 6 on Katakuri, make him 11, and then or make him 12, and then I would have put the rest on Cracker and killed the Kaku and the Isho. And I was like, okay, I'm in a good position here. I thought he would play like, you know, I don't know, like a Blue No or something like that, which still would have been tough, you know, but I would have been able to get rid of, I don't know, even if he played Blue No, that would have been still pretty good. I mean, I was already in a losing position after this anyway. I was still fighting hard to survive. Like I was doing my best to combat the board. The problem is it just wasn't. It was just really tough. Like once I made like those 3 mistakes, looking back at it, it just makes me cringe. But once I made those 3 mistakes, I just, man, I was just demoralized. Like I knew as soon as I made these mistakes that I was going to lose this game, but I was hoping that he would make a mistake. And that's when you're in a losing position, guys, that's the best thing you can do is hope your opponent messes up somehow. But in the I don't know if you guys know this, but like the Jacksonville locals has some of the like best players in the country. Like Florida has some of the best players in the country, like without a doubt. I mean, I've met so many great people from Miami and Tampa, and you know, obviously my locals in Jacksonville, Orlando. Like it is crazy competitive here. So then I'm gonna swing a lot at his Isho. I think like 14 or 15, something like that. And then I'm gonna put the Big Mom that I put at the very bottom to the top. And I'm like, yeah, like this is it. This is it. I got 2 life left. I still got the Ikaku sovereignty. He can't go for game, more than likely. However, I got the Isho off the field. If I can stabilize here and only take 1 life, I have 3 cards in hand. I'll have 4. Maybe I might have 5. I might be able to win this one, right? So he goes 7 at life, and I'm like, oh, I can't discard 2 2k counters. I don't want to take this, but I am gonna take this, just to make it, I don't know, the illusion that I have more cards in my hand, so he can't math me out here. Then he's gonna go 7 at life, and I'm gonna go, okay, like I might as well just play the sovereignty now. So I play the sovereignty, put myself up to 10, and he's gonna go 7 at life, I'm pretty sure. 8 at life. What does he do? He's counting his Dawn. 8 at life. You know, not really the greatest number. I'm gonna counter out to 9. Discarding every card in my hand. Oh, never mind. I still have 1. It's the Big Mom. He's gonna play Blue No, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can win this one. So I have 10 Dawn up now, and I'm looking at my board. I got a Shirahoshi, I got a Katakuri, and a Big Mom in hand. The writing's on the wall here, guys. Yeah, I completely misplayed. This deck that I've been playing actually has been going insane in tournaments. Like, I finished like 4-1, 4-1, you know, 3-1, like in all of these tournaments. I keep losing to like Law or like Zoro or something like that. Like, these decks are insane. So honestly, I drew into the Katakuri here. I opt to put the Blue No at the bottom of his life, and then I swing at the Kaku. And honestly, I have no chance of winning this one anyway. And then he protects the Kaku. I swing 8 at Kaku. He protects it with 9. And I was like, yeah, it's over. Like, I don't have any plays. Anyway, guys, if you like that video, I have a couple more coming out later this week. So be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.